Good morning, students. Today we're going to review our benchmark 3, and you should have seen the video just before watching this video. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed watching the minions, and let's knock this benchmark 3 out of the ring. So we're going to go over to our standards. We have 7 standards that we covered this quarter, and so what I did is I wrote them down, and then I highlighted the key words. So for EEC09, the keywords is dependent and independent variables. NSC06B, the keywords here were ordered pairs, in which they differ by only their signs and reflections over one or both axes. The next one is NSC08. This is absolute value and find the distance between 2 points. GA01. Keyword here is find the area of regular and irregular polygons in which you're composing and decomposing rectangles or triangles. The next one is GA02, and the keyword here is find the volume of a right rectangular prism with fractional edge lengths. And the last one here is GA03, where you find the missing vertex of a polygon on a coordinate plane. And down at the bottom, GA04, find the surface area for 3-dimensional figures using nets. So let's move on over to our first one. So what I did here is I tried doing a first video and it took a little bit longer. So I decided to skip this first problem. The answer was C. The interest rate and principal amount are both independent, but we're going to move forward. Number 2 here. This one is where we work with independent and dependent variables. So if you remember in your table, your first side is your X and your second side is your Y. Your X is your independent variable and your Y is your dependent variable. And if you look at your numbers over here on your X side, it says 2, 5, and 8. But on your right side, where Y is located, is the numbers 12, 30, and 48. So if you notice, your numbers are getting bigger, right? 2 to a 12, 5 to a 30, and 8 to a 48. So when your numbers go up, you're either adding or multiplying. So since these numbers are going up in a great amount, I think that we are multiplying. So I'm going to take a look at this, and I'm going to see 2 to 12. I know if I times it by 6, I know that 2 times 6 is 12. I'm going to try it with the next one. 5 times 6 is 30. And the last one, 8 times 6 is 48. So those are all true statements. Please remember, if you're having trouble with multiplication, please have a multiplication table created so that you can use it. That's a big lifesaver for this benchmark. It will really help you. Also, make sure that you have a paper and pencil to use. It's like your scratch paper so you can show your work. Okay, so let's go ahead here. All right, so X is my independent and Y is my dependent. So if you notice in the table, they're saying the word cost. And that's the letter C. And over here, the number of adult tickets, that's T. So I automatically go down to my multiple choice, A, B, C, and D. So I see the letter C, I see a T, I see the letter D. I don't know where they're getting the D from. I don't see a D anywhere up here. So the question says, which equation best represents the relationship between the number of tickets T and their cost C? So I only want the letters T and C. So that kind of helps me out with getting rid of some of my choices here. So I need the letters T and C, so I do not need D. So I'm going to cross out the D here and the D here. So now I have either A or C as my answer. So if I look over here and come back up to the table, 2 times 6 is 12. They're using the letter C instead of Y, so I'm going to write C right here. So that's my dependent variable. And then all these numbers are my X's, okay, because it's under the X section. So and they want the letter T. Okay, so I'm going to write the letter T. So since I'm multiplying, what am I multiplying by? I wrote times 6 every single time, so I'm multiplying by 6. So C equals 6 times T. So now let me go down to my A and my C, and I notice A has a plus sign. Well, we're not adding, so I'm going to throw that away. If I look at C, it says C equals 6 times T. There's my answer. I am correct. Okay, let's go to the next problem. It says the formula that shows P, the perimeter of a square, depends on S, the length of the sides of a square. So it shows me the formula here. That's what they're talking about, the formula. So if I look at this, remember the letter that's by itself is dependent. So I'm going to abbreviate it here, D-E-P-E-N-D, dependent. Therefore, the other letter that's hanging out with the number is my independent. It kind of does whatever it wants. So independent. I'm going to abbreviate it up to the P, independent. So now the question says, what is the dependent variable? So since we already showed it here, I can see that it is P. So I go to my multiple choice, and there's P. Okay, number 4. The formula shows that Y depends on X. So formula, they give it to us here. Now let's see what it says right here. I'm going to change my color. It says Y depends on X. Y depends. So Y is my dependent. So Y depends on whatever this X is doing. So that's what's the question? It says, what is the independent variable? So if Y depends on X, Y is dependent, therefore X is independent. And there's my answer. Some of these can be done really quickly. Okay, number 5. The money Sam earns, M, varies directly with the number of hours she babysits, H. She earns $50 for 5 hours. Which equation represents the variation? So if I look at this, I notice that my multiple choice all start with M. So M is right here. M must be my my dependent variable. And then over here it says the number of hours she babysits is H. She earns $50 for 5 hours. So 50 is how much you made. So that's your M. So I'm going to write M right here. And I'm going to write $50 underneath so you can understand that that means M. But now we got to find out $50 for 5 hours. If I made $50 in 5 hours, isn't that 10 times 5? $10 per hour? So, if I look at my ABCD, I know the 50 cannot be in this side because it's dependent. So I can throw out this one. We're not doing any addition here, so I can throw out this one. So my answers are either going to be A or B. Is it 5 times the hour or 10 times the hour? So up here it says $50 for 5 hours. So the hours, the 5 is your H. Does that make sense? Here. So therefore, that tells me that she made $10 for however many hours she worked. So she got $10 for 5 hours, which gave her $50. So my answer is B. Okay, so those are problems that are going to be similar to what you might be seeing on your benchmark. Let's go ahead and go to the next portion. Okay, NSC06B. This is ordered pairs and reflections. So number 6 says the ordered pair 2, -7 is located in which quadrant of a coordinate plane? So if you remember, we drew coordinate planes, and if I were you, I would, on my sheet of paper, I would draw the coordinate plane. And if you remember, quadrant 1 was located right here. Quadrant 2 was over here. quadrant 3 was over here, and quadrant 4 was located over here. So I look at my answers, A, B, C, D. Oh, I see Roman numerals. Well, what do Roman numerals mean? Well, when I see the number 1, 2, 3, and 4, when I write it in Roman numerals, it's going to look like the letter I, then like 2 I's. I think these are pretty self-explanatory. 3 would be 3 lines. And 4 is IV. So those are your Roman numerals. So now let's go back to our ordered pair. Our ordered pair is 2 and -7. Now look at these two numbers. If you notice, your first number is a positive number, and your second number is a negative number. Now we come back over here to our coordinate plane. And if you remember, we talked about the types of points that we put in each quadrant. In quadrant 1, your ordered pair would be both positive. Okay? Diagonally, in quadrant 3, your ordered pairs would be both negative numbers. For quadrant 2, if I start at the origin, I go backwards. That means I'm counting negative numbers. And then I move up, so my numbers are positive. And then for quadrant 4, start at the origin, you're moving forward, so that's positive. And since we have to come down, our second number is negative. So if I look at this chart and I look at my numbers, the 2 is a positive, the -7 is negative. So in order for me to find the quadrant, I'm looking for a plus and a minus. So if you look over here, here's my plus, here's my minus. So my answer would be quadrant 4. I come over to my answers. It's not 2, it's not 1, and it's not 3. It is 4. Let's go to our next problem, number 7. It says, which ordered pair, there's that word again, which ordered pair describes the point located on the coordinate plane? So if you take a look at this, there's a dot right here. There's our point. So I'm going to go find where that's located. So let me grab red. Let me grab a little bit bigger size here. Okay, so I'm going to start at my origin. Can you see my little dot here? So I'm going to start at my origin. I'm going to count backwards. -1, 2, maybe I should draw on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's -5. Okay, now we got to go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a positive number. So now all I have to do is look at these numbers over here and see if they match up. So my first number has to be a -5. A says -5, B says 5. I can throw away B. C says 5. I can throw away C. D says -5 as well. Okay, so my answer is either A or D. So let's look at our second number. Our second number is a positive number, 6. A says 6 and D says -6. This D is wrong. Therefore, my answer is A. And that's how you get your answer. So some of these are pretty quick. Okay, number 8. Which set includes only ordered pairs, that are located in the fourth quadrant of a coordinate plane? So again, I'm going to draw my coordinate plane here, and just like I did up here, this one here. And so I know my quadrant 1, both are positive numbers. Diagonally in quadrant 3, they're both negative numbers. Quadrant 2, it's negative and a positive number. And in quadrant 4, it's positive and then a negative number. So I'm going to move over here. So this is quadrant 1. This is quadrant 2. This is quadrant 3. And this is quadrant 4. There you go. All right, so how I would figure this out is I'm looking, they want the fourth quadrant. So look at the fourth quadrant here. Your ordered pairs, the first number has to be a positive number. Your second number has to be a negative number. So that's what I'm looking for. So let me try green here. We got a little slender one. So A. So there's 3 sets of ordered pairs here. So remember, I'm looking for a positive and a negative number. So A says 2 and 8, they're both positive. This makes it wrong. I cannot find this one in quadrant 4. I'd find it in quadrant 1, so A is gone. Jump down to B. The first number is positive. The second number is negative. That works. So I'm going to put a check mark here. Yes. Okay, let's look at the next one. The first number is negative. The second number is positive. Okay, I need it the other way around. I need a positive and a negative. So this one makes it wrong. So B is gone. Okay, let's go to C. The first number is negative and the second number is negative. Well, that's quadrant 3. They want quadrant 4. So because both numbers in the ordered pair are negative, it cannot be C. So that leaves us with D. So again, I'm looking for a positive and then a negative number. So positive, negative number, check mark. Positive, negative number, check mark. Positive, negative number, check mark. Therefore, my answer is D. So if you think about it like that, you're able to get through some questions quicker. Okay, let's go to number 9. Identify the coordinate that identifies the location of point D. So if I look at this graph, I notice that point D is over here and it's located in quadrant 2. But they want me to identify that ordered pair. So what I would do is I would start at my origin, and it looks like I'm going back. Negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my first number is negative 5. Okay, it looks like I need to go up. 1, 2, 3. So my second number is 3. There is my ordered pair. Now, all I have to do is look down at my answers. A negative 5 and a 3. So A says negative 5 and a 3. That is correct. This has the numbers switched around with the 3's in front. That's gone. This one has the 3 in front. These two numbers are both negative, so that makes it wrong. See how quick that was? Okay, let's go to the next one. Number 10. It says, look at polygon B on the coordinate plane. So I do see this polygon. It's a shape. And the question says, which ordered pair describes the location of the vertices of polygon B? So they actually want me to find these ordered pairs, these points. So I can start with red. And we're going to write it down here. And you can write it on a sheet of paper. So I always start at my origin. I better change my color here. Let me go with green. Okay. So I'm going to start at my origin, and I want to pick this one first, so let's see. So I'm going to go 1, 2, so my first number is a 2, and then I'm going to go up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's my first ordered pair. Okay, so let's go to the second one. So let me pick another color. Let me go with orange. Let's figure out what this dot is right up here. So I'm going to start at my origin and go negative 1, 2, 3. So my first number is negative 3. And then I'm going to go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's my 5. That's my second ordered pair. Okay, so let me go take these little drawings off here. Okay, and let's go with, let me get another color here. Let's go with pink. All right, I'm starting my ordered pair. So it looks like to get to this point right here, I'm going to go backwards. Negative 1, 2, 3, 4. So I went negative 4. But this dot doesn't go up or down. It stays right there, so that's a 0. So I'm done. And then for this last one here, I'll go ahead and use the same pink. And I better make it bigger so that you guys can all see it. Pink here. Okay. So I'm start here, and it looks like I don't go anywhere left or right. So I know my first number is 0. Now I go down. Negative 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's my fourth ordered pair. So all I have to do is look at these 4 ordered pairs and match them up with these ones that are down here. So let me see. Let me get a. Let me go with the light purple. I think this one will work. Okay, so let's look for 2 and 4. So if I go at A, there's 2 and 4. Check mark. Let's look for negative 3 and 5. Negative 3. Nope, I don't see it. So A is gone. Okay, let's go to B. Let's start over. Do I see a 2 and a 4? No, there's a 4 and a 2. I can't be switching numbers around, so B is gone. See how quickly we're going through this? Okay, again, let's look for the first number, 2 and 4 in C. Okay, I see it right here. Check mark. Next one is negative 3 and 5. Look over here, negative 3 and 5. Oh, check mark. Okay, next one is negative 4 and 0. Oh, it's this first number. Look, negative 4 and 0. Check mark. And the last one is 0. Oh, and I forgot my negative sign here. And negative 4. Check mark. So my answer is C. See how quick we were able to go through NSCO6B? Okay, let's go to the next one. This is NSCO8. This is absolute value and distance between points. So we got to watch out here because sometimes they throw questions at us that might be from what you did in 5th grade. So it's very important to read it. Okay, number 11 says, Miranda made a map of her bedroom using a coordinate grid. She wants to put a lamp exactly 7 units away from her pillow. If her pillow is located at the point 4, negative 3, which point could describe the location of where she wants her lamp? So what my brain is thinking is I better draw on my sheet of paper a coordinate plane. And let's see, I see the number 7 and a 4 and a 3, so I'm going to try to make my lines all 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to that point. So it says 4 and negative 3, okay? So I'm going to find that on my coordinate plane here that I drew. So I'm going to start at my origin. You always start at your origin. And it says 4 and 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to go down 3. 1, 2, 3. So about right there is where my dot's going to be. So let me go get a big black dot here. There. So let me go and erase my little red line here. Oh no. Okay, let me bring back that purple line. Okay, so that's 4 and 3. Negative 3. Okay, so now she wants her pillow to be 7 units away from her. So one of these answers, A, B, C, D, is our answer. So all you have to do is plot these points on your coordinate grid, and then we'll find out what the distance of 7 is, okay? So let me go to draw. Let me get a red dot here. Let me find 4 and 2. So I'm going to start at my origin, and I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So that's going to be about right there. And then the other one is 7, negative 3. So I'm going to go 1, 2, oh, I forgot one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and negative 3. 1, 2, 3. So that'd be located right there. The next one is negative 3 and negative 3. So I start here, negative 1, 2, 3, negative 1, 2, 3. And my last one is 4 and 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so now that we have our dots there, we need to figure out this black dot, where her pillow is. We want to find out where that lamp is. It has to be 7 units away from it. So that's the distance. So if you take a look at this, let me go ahead and get a new pencil here, since this one disappeared on us. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. This line right here would match up with this one, right? If we made it all long. And this one looks like they would match up this way. And this one's just kind of crooked. It's all by itself. It's not even on the line. Oh, and these two are together right here, huh? So let me do a different color here. From here to here. All right. I know that's a bunch of lines there, but we're looking for the lamp to be 7 units away. So let's start with this little one right here. So if you see these lines, 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not 7. So this one's not going to work. So this one was 7, negative 3. So 7, negative 3 is not going to work. Okay, 4 and 2 was located 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's here. It's in a different path. So it can't be this one. So let's try negative 3 and negative 3. So from here, I'm just going to draw the lines down. And let's see if it's 7. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, there it is. That's where our distance is from here to here. That's 7 distances. So our answer is C. So we can come over here and circle C. And we know D doesn't work. So that's how you can do that one. So again, paper and pencil are going to be your biggest friend. Don't erase. I mean, if you do something wrong, just exit out. Okay, number 12. What are the coordinates of an ordered pair that is located 4 units to the left of point 3, negative 5, and on the same horizontal line? So I'm going to go ahead and draw my coordinate plane again. And I'm going to find 3, negative 5. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so let's find this. Let me come over here. Get a nice big red dot. And 3, negative 5. So I'm going to start at my origin and go 1, 2, 3. And then go down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I should be about right there. That's where my 3, negative 5 is. So now that I've got this part check marked, I need another order pair, but it has to be located 4 units to the left. Hopefully we all know our left from our right. So left goes this way. Okay, there's my little arrow. So since I'm here, I need to go to my left. Let me try, let's go with a brown. All right, so I'm going to go here. So I'm going to try this one and go left. So do you see these lines right here? So if I make them longer, you know, like on a grid paper, it would look like this, correct? And of course, here's this one. And then here. And then here. 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 Okay, so let's see. 4 units to the left. So if I'm here, I'm going to go backwards. Let me go grab that orange that I had earlier. Okay, so I'm going to start here and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here is where my dot should be. So let me go find that black. Maybe red is better. And right there. So these 2 dots are on the same horizontal line. I see, Miss Taylor, what do you mean by horizontal line? Well, I mean this way. Okay? Because we get the word horizontal because it goes from left to right. Think about the sun when it comes up in the morning, right? See the sun in the horizon? So right here, this is where I'm finding it. So I need to come over here now and find what this ordered pair is called. So again, I start here. And what color would pop? I think this green would pop. Okay, so I'm going to start at my origin. And I'm going to go 1. And then it looks like I'm going down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so my number was -1. And then I went down, so that's -5. So there's my answer. So now all I need to do is look through all these multiple choices and look for the one that says -1 and -5. So I notice that B is the answer. So make sure you're correct on that. Okay, let's go to the next one. The next one says a horizontal distance, so there's that word horizontal again. Distance of 3 units is best described by the distance between the point -64 and the point -34. Or is it the point 0 and 3 or the point 6 and 0? The point 3, -6, and the point -3, -9, or the point 4, 3, and the point -1 and 3. So we're looking for the distance of 3. All right, so let's take a look at this. So if I look at A, both my ordered pairs, -6 and a 4, -3 and a 4. Oh, they're in the same quadrant. Need some water here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and draw my coordinate plane again. And let me find these 2 points. So if I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's find this. So -6 and 4. Oh, I need to go backwards. So let me go back and get that red again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I better draw some lines here just in case. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. All right, so let's check this out. Okay, let me come over here. All right, so I'm going to find point -6 and 4. So if I start at my origin, I got to go backwards 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm right there. And then the other one is -3 and 4. So -1, 2, 3, and then up 1, 2, 3, 4. So those two are right there. So let's see if we can find the distance between these. Let's see if it's 3 units, okay? So let me come over here and get me a smaller line. Okay, so this one was -6, so this line, I'm just going to make it longer, okay? There. And then, of course, we can tell it's on this line. Now all we got to do is count the lines to see if they're 3 distances apart. So I'm going to count from here and go 1, 2, 3. They are 3 distances apart, okay? And is it horizontal? Remember, horizontal is going from left to right. Wow, look at that. We got the answer straight out. So we're done. Okay, number 14. Which of the following is the distance between points 3, -3, and 9 and 5? All right, so let me go ahead and draw my coordinate plane. So, I have a number 9, so that's a lot of lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It looks like 5 going up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other one's a 3 and a negative 3, so I need some numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I don't have to do this side. It doesn't look like it's going to work with what we're doing. Okay, so let's find this 3, negative 3. So I'm starting at my origin, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and then I go down 1, 2, 3. There. So that's this first one right here. Now let's go 9 and 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now I've got to go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, there. Okay, so they want us to find the distance. How far is it from each other? So, let me see. Let me start drawing some lines here. So I'm going to connect this one with this line up here. And maybe I'll connect this line. This dot here. Find the distance. So if I go from here to here, remember this one was right here? And this one's here, so let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this way would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm getting an 8. Okay, so I don't see which way it would go. Let me try the other way. So I'm going to write these numbers. 3 and negative 3. And then the 9 and the 5. Okay. So if I put them in absolute value, I mean, both of them are different, right? Because usually we were working on how one was the same and one was different. But they're both different. And they're in different quadrants. So if let's just see what happens here. A 3 and a 9. I'm going to put in absolute value. So the absolute value of 3 plus, you remember this? The absolute value of 9 would equal 3 plus 9, which equals 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. Now let's look at the other one. Negative 3 and 5. Let me do it in a different color. Okay, so let me put that. Absolute value. I'm doing the y side now. The absolute value of 3 plus the absolute value of 5 becomes 3 plus 5, which gives me 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so now I'm going to kind of look at these two numbers here, and I'm going to look at my ABC over here. There's no way I got 100. There's no way. I mean, our numbers our order pairs are the 3s, a 9, and a 5, but there's no way it's going to be 100. I have to make an educated guess here. And so if it's not 100, I know it's not 52, and I don't think it's 40, and I think it's 10, just the fact that there's a 12 here and an 8 here, and I couldn't find this. So sometimes you do have to make an educated guess. This looks like my best answer. The 10 is closest to the 12 and the 8. So that's what I would do with that one. Okay, let's go on. Okay, two vertices of a rectangle are shown. So do you see those two points there? So it says select the 3 pairs of coordinates that could be the locations of the other 2 vertices. So what I would do here is just go through these. Let's see, select 3 pairs. So there's 4 sections here, A, B, C, and D. There's 4 of them. So I got to pick 3. So I have 3 answers for this one. All right, so let's go ahead and stick these in, okay? So let me go to colors. Red, I'm going to make it nice and big. Okay, let's find negative 3 and 5 first, okay? So I'm going to start at my origin and go negative 1, 2, 3, and up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. And the next one says negative 3 and 1. So negative 3 and 1. Oh, that matches up, right? So that makes a triangle. So I can pick A as an answer. So I need 3 pairs. So there's my first pair. Okay, let's try the next one. Okay, the next one says, we pick a different color. Let's go orange. 6 and 5. So I'm going to start at my origin. I'm going to go 6 and then up 5, which would take me here. And then 6 and 1, start my origin, 6 and 1. So if I take a look at that with these two dots that they gave me, that looks like a rectangle. So I can pick B as an answer. Okay, next one. Let's see. Let me try a blue. Alright, so the C says -2 and 5. So I start at my origin. So I go -2 and then up 5. So I'm going to put my dot there. And the second one says -2 and 1. So I go -2 and 1. So if I take a look at that and I connect to my lines, there's a rectangle. That works. So those are 3 choices. Okay, let's look at D and see why that was not a choice. Okay, so let me try it with a purple. Okay, I'm going to start at my origin. And 5 says -4 and 5. So -4, and then I'm going to go up 5. Click. And the second one says -4 and 2. So -4 and 1, 2. So that's here. So if we connect it from here to here, here to here, here to here, but look at this one. That does not look like a rectangle. So that's why we are not picking D. So did I select 3 pairs? I sure did. A, B, and C. So I have to click on all 3 of those to make sure that my answer is correct. Okay, so that's everything for NSCO8. Let's go ahead and move on to GAO1. Okay, GAO1. Decompose and compose area of regular and irregular polygons. I'm going to tell you, it's very important to read the instructions. Okay, so 16, what does it say? What is the perimeter of the figure shown? They're not asking me for area. They're actually asking me for perimeter. And that's something you did learn in 5th grade and 4th grade. So perimeter means add up all the sides. So let's go work on that, okay? Okay, so let me draw. Let me make my little thing smaller here. Okay, so what do I know? Let me start here. From here to here is 11. You agree with me? So I'm going to write 11. Because its perimeter is the outside. And from here to here is 27. And then from here to here is 11 again. And then I don't see anything this way. No number. But going down, I see that this is 9. Going across, this is 9. Oh, look, if this is 9, I think this is 9. Does that make sense? So there's another 9. So the only 2 that I don't know is this part and this part. So how am I going to find that out? This is how I do it. Let me pick another color. Orange. Yeah. Okay, so remember from here to here was 27, right? But from here to here is 9. So I'm going to subtract 27 from 9 over here. The 7 becomes a 17, the 2 becomes a 1. 17 minus 9 is 8, and 1 comes down, so there's my answer, 18. So these 2 lines from here to here and from here to here equals 18. But since there's 2 of them, I'm going to cut it in half. And I know that half of 18 is 9 because 9 plus 9 is 18. You guys remember that? So I now know what this number is. So let me pick black. thinner number. So I now know that this is 9 and this is 9. So I can add those numbers here. 9 and 9. So now I got all these numbers. This is my perimeter. And you just do simple math. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 9s. 5 times 9 is 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. Okay, I'm going to write a 4 here. Carry my 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the measurement is millimeters, and it's perimeter, so I don't need no symbol. So if I look over here, there's my answer, 94 millimeters, because it's perimeter. Okay, let's go to the next one. So be aware of that. You might have some perimeter problems show up. You never know. Okay. Oh, look, another perimeter problem. Okay, so let's go write it up. So what do we know? I know from here to here is 7. I know from here to here is 9. I know from here to here is 5. And I know from here to here is 5. So the part I don't know are these parts right here. So how do I figure that out? Okay, so let me see. I know that if from here to here is 9, but from here to here is 5, I'm just going to subtract those numbers and it'll give me the amount for here. So I know that 9 minus 5 is 4, so this is 4. And then this way over here, see how this is 7, but this is 5? So subtract those. So 5, 6, 7. So that's a 2. So now I know my 2 other numbers. So I'm going to add that 2 over here, and I'm going to add that 4 here. Now I can add them all up. Okay, I know that 7 and 9 is 16. And I know that 5 and 5 is 10. So 16, add 10 more is 26. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. And it's perimeter. What is my measurement? Feet. And that's all I have to write because it's perimeter. So 32. There's our answer. A. So that's all you got to do is you just have to think about it. Okay, let's go to the next problem. Okay, it says Megan built a new house. The house plan shows the dimensions and feet of each room in her house. Okay, and I see this picture and I'm like, wow. So I'm going to look at the question. The question always helps. So it says, what is the area? Okay, so I'm doing area of the living room and the sunroom. So that's all they want me to look at. So I'm going to look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. They all say bedroom. K is kitchen. D is dining room. L. Oh, look, there it is. L is living room. 19 times 18. Bathroom. Oh, there's the sunroom. 15 times 12. So if you remember the formula, and these look like all rectangles. Well, what is this? This is a triangle. Oh, okay. So the living room looks like this part right here. Let me see if I can find a highlighter. Right here. This is all the living room. Okay. And then, let me get another color for the highlighter. This is a triangle. So we need these two. So I know I'm going to need the formula for a rectangle or a square, which is length times width. And because this is a triangle, I'm going to also need the formula for a triangle. 1/2 base times height. Okay. All right, so let's work with the first one. L, living room. So let me go to draw. I need a little bit bigger pen. Okay, so the living room is 19 by 18. By means multiplication. So all I have to do, I'm going to write LR for living room, okay, is just multiply 19 times 18. And you guys should have been doing problems like this since, what, 4th grade? 4th, 5th grade? So we should know how to multiply this. And remember, multiplication table will help you. So 8 times 9 is 72. Oops, there should be a 2. There should be a 7. And 8 times 1 is 8 plus 7 is 15. Then 1 times 9 is 9. And 1 times 1 is 1. So let's add that all up together. Remember, this is a 2. 9 and 5 is 14. Carry my 1. 1, 2, 3. So this is my answer for this rectangle right here. Okay? 342. Now, let's go take a look at that triangle. So the sunroom says 15 times 12. So let me go get me a different color here. Let's go with a purple. Now remember, you got to cut one of the numbers in half. So if I look at this, 15 times 12, that's base times height, right? But I got to cut it in half. So if I look at this, here's a 15, here's a 12. I think a 12 is easier to cut in half. That's like a 6, right? So I'm going to use that one instead. So I'm going to say, maybe I should write it over here. Sunroom. Sunroom, SR. So all I'm doing is using the formula. One half, and it says 15 times 12. And now just cut one of your numbers in half, okay? So let me see. I think I'm going to cut my 12 in half. So now it's going to become, where's that purple I had? 15 times, and what if I cut 12 in half, isn't that 6? Okay, so there it is, 15 times 6. I don't know what 15 times 6 is, so I'm going to write it over here on my sheet of paper. 6 times 5 is 30, carry my 3. 6 times 1 is 6, 7, 8, 9, so it's 90. So my area for this one is 90. So now I'm going to take my two numbers, the 342 and the 90, and add them together. So I have one big shape here. So I'm composing it. All right, so let's figure this out. Okay, so I'm going to get that 342 and that 90 and add them together. 2, 9 and 4 is 3. Carry my 1, 4. 432. I don't see 432. Oh, I do, right here. There's my answer. So, what I would ask you guys to do is be careful. Make sure you look at the pictures. I looked at this one, the last recording went too long, and I didn't realize it was a triangle. So, the triangle, you got to cut one of the numbers in half and then multiply it. Whereas if it's a rectangle or a triangle or a rectangle or a square, you're just multiplying length times width. So please be careful with that, okay? Okay, next one. Which of these formulas, let me do a different one. That's too thick. Which of these formulas can be used to find the area of a triangular banner that has a base of 12 inches and a height of 6 inches? So what do I know? I know that the formula for a triangle is 1/2 base times height. Remember that? And since they gave us the numbers in the problem, let's see, base of 12, so I'm going to have 1/2, 12, and my height is 6. Okay, now remember, you got to cut one of these numbers in half, all right? Because that's what half means here. So let's cut the 12 in half, all right? And then we'll take off this half sign. So area equals, so I'm going to cut the 12 in half, which gives me a 6, times this other 6, which would give me an answer of 36 inches squared. Alright, so now I'm going to look at my multiple choice. And it doesn't show me the answer. So they're kind of wanting me to see if I can pull out the formula from this. Now, this is what a lot of people forget. Do you remember this 1/2 that's in the formula here? Well, remember, this is a fraction, but the fraction line, this thing right here, it also means division. 1 divided by 2. So you're actually dividing by 2 here. Okay? So let's take a look at this. So the formula, you still have to divide by 2. If I look at D, it's just 12 times 6. I don't even see the cutting anything in half, so that's gone. This one's adding. There is no adding in area, so that's gone. This one says 12 times 6 and then cut it in half. That looks like what I wrote right here. So that looks like the answer to me. This one, they're cutting both numbers in half. We did not do that. I'm not cutting the 12 and the 6 in half. It was just one number. So that makes it wrong. So my answer is B. Okay, number 20. Anne wants to cover her bulletin board with red paper. Which should Anne know to make sure she buys enough red paper? Okay, so let me come over here. Let me just draw a bulletin board. Usually when you see bulletin boards, they're like this, right? And so you got to cover this whole thing with paper. So to me, that sounds like paper is being covered, right? So if you're covering this whole thing, like if you're covering the inside, that's area, right? So we're not looking at the weight of the red paper. It has nothing to do with it. We're not doing the perimeter. We're not adding up all the sides. The mass, that's science. We are not figuring out how much it weighs. So the last one is the area of the bulletin board. And there's your answer. Okay, let's head on over to the next one, GAO2. Okay, GAO2 is you're finding the volume of a right rectangular prism with fractional edge lengths. Now this one's going to take a little bit longer. I'm going to be honest about that. Also, you're probably going to see fractions. I know we've been working with whole numbers. And I know we've been working with easy fractions like 1/2, 1/3, 1/4. Okay, this one's mixed numbers. So let's go take a look at this. Okay, the container, a container in the shape of a right rectangular prism, so it tells me what shape it is, has a base area of 19.5 square inches. So, okay, water in the container is up to a height of 4.5 inches from the base. What is the volume of the water in the container? So they don't want to know what the volume of the container is because they already gave us the answer right here. They want to know how much water is in there. So I look at my answers, 48, 87, 76, 24. Alright, so I'm going to try to use these two numbers. I'm going to try multiplying because area is multiplying, right? But I don't like that fraction, so I'm going to change it to a decimal. Do you agree with me that 1/2 is the same as 0.5, right? So I'm going to change this 19.5 to 19.5. Okay? Like 50 cents. And 4.5 is the same as 4.5. Okay, so let's just multiply it together. So 5 times 5 is 25. Carry my 2. You see where that multiplication table is going to help you again? 5 times 9 is 45, 46, 47. Carry my 4. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 4 more is 9. Okay, next one. 4 times 5 is 20. Carry my 2. 4 times 9 is 36, 37, 38. So I'll put my 8 here, carry my 3. 4 times 1 is 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's add them all up. 5, 7, 9, and 8. That's 17. Carry more 1. 7 plus 1 is 8. Now, the last part, I need to figure out how many numbers are behind a decimal. And it looks like there's 2 here. So I start at the end and go 1, 2. So this is where my decimal is. So it's going to be 87.75. Okay, but look at your answers over here. Some are in fractions. I better change my answer back to a fraction. So 87. And then 0.75. That's like having 3/4 in your hands, right? So that's 3/4. So now let's take a look over here. There it is. Look at that. 87 3/4. So I hope that helps you guys. Okay, let's take a look at another one. Okay. Now this one's a little bit different. I know I showed you something similar to this, but it's all in the reading. So it says a right rectangular prism is packed with unit cubes of side lengths of 1/4 foot as shown. So let me come over here. Let me get a red. 1/4. So they want to know, what's the question? Draw. I need a bigger red here. All right. So the question says, how many 1/4 cubes makes up the right rectangular prism? So they want us to count all these cubes. So we're not finding volume. We're finding all the cubes. So one of the best ways to do it is watch what I do. Let me see if I can make this one more thing bigger. Okay. Whoa, that's too big. Okay, I'll stay with this one. So watch what I do. It's one of the easiest things to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 cubes this way, right? On this first row. So let's count. If this is 10, then these are 10, right? So this is 10. And let me get my highlighter. I think this will help. So you agree with me that this is 10. So this is 10. So that's 20. There's 30. There's 40. There's 50. There's 60. And last one, there's 70. So just for this first row, there's 70. Okay? Now, go look back. Let me pick a different highlighter color here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. So 70 times 5. So 0 times 5 is 0. And 5 times 7 is 35. So how many cubes are there? 350 cubes. And that is one of our answers. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, this one says, look at the box shown below. What do I see? What is the volume of the box? Alright, so it looks like we are finding volume for this one. I see a length here, I see a width here, I see a height here. So that tells me I'm going to use the formula V equals LWH. Okay? So I would write that on my sheet of paper. Okay, again, oh my gosh, they're fractions. I'm like you guys, I'm like, fractions. But these are nice fractions. Look, 1 1/2, 1 3/4, 2 1/2. It's like messing around with quarters. You guys all know what quarters are, right? 25 cents, 50 cents, 75 cents, $1. So all I'm doing is changing these numbers to decimals. Okay? So volume equals, so 1 1/2, that would be the same as 1.5 times 1 3/4, which is 1.75, because if you have 3/4, that's like 75 cents. Okay, and the last one's 2 1/2, so that's 2.5. So you guys with me? Okay. Okay, so now I want to find out how much 1.5 and 1.75 is first. So on my sheet of paper, I'm going to figure it out over here. So it doesn't matter who's first. Remember, you're multiplying, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to write 1.75 and 1.5. And remember, when you're multiplying decimals, you line up your numbers, your digits. So 5 times 5 is 25. Carry my 2. 5 times 7 is... One moment, please. Shh. Okay, coming back to this. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry my 2. 5 times 7 is 35. 36, 37. Carry my 3. 5 times 1 is 5. 6, 7, 8. Okay, let's go to the next row. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 7 is 7. And 1 times 1 is 1. Okay, let's add this all up together. 5, see, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Carry my 1. 8 plus 1 is 9. Plus 7 is 16. Carry my 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, now I got to go look over at my decimals. So I notice that there's 3 numbers behind my decimals. So I start at the end and go 1, 2, 3. So my answer is 2.625. So I'm going to write that over here. 2.625. So now I'm going to bring down the times 2.5 that I did not use. Did I mention it's important to have a multiplication table so you can do all this work? Okay, so let me take all this number and bring it down here. So again, on my sheet of paper, I'm going to write 2.625 and times it by 2.5. Okay, 5 times 5 is 25. Carry my 2. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 2 is 12. 5 times 6 is 30. 1 more is 31. Carry my 3. 5 times 2 is 10. Plus 3 more is 13. Okay, the next row. 2 times 5 is 10. Carry my 1. 2 times 2 is 4. Plus 1 is 5. 2 times 6 is 12. Carry my 1. 2 times 2 is 4. Plus 1 is 5. Add that all up. 5, 2, 6, 5, and 6. Go back and find out how many numbers are behind your decimal. So it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Start at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so here's my answer. 6.5625. So let me write that a little bit bigger over here for you guys to all see. Let me get this blue color. So I'm going to write it over here. So volume equals 6.5625. All right, so now I'm going to look at my multiple choice here. Now the 6, if you take a look at this 6 here, that's your whole number. And then the numbers behind the decimal are your fraction part. So let's use our most educated guess here. A says 8 and 1/8. That says an 8. I'm looking for a 6. Okay? So A is gone. Look at B. B says 5. I need a 6. This is gone. C says 6 and 9/16. There's a 6. Here's a 6. So that looks kind of right to me. And D says 5 and 1/4. This is a 5, this is a 6, so I'm throwing that away. Therefore, my final answer is C, 6 and 9/16. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and skip this problem so we can go to the next one, GA03. GA03 asks you to find a missing vertex of a polygon on a coordinate plane. So my keywords here are vertex, polygon, and coordinate plane. So let's look at this. 25. 25 says, Tammy drew a diagram of her rock garden on a coordinate plane. The vertices of her garden are labeled. P is -7 and 6. Q is -1 and 6. R is -7, -3. And S is -1, -3. What is the length of side QS? So if I come over here, I see the word coordinate plane. I see the word vertices. And right here's the question. What is the length of the side QS? So what I would do is on my sheet of paper, I'm going to draw my coordinate plane. And I'm going to look at my numbers here. I see a 7, a 6, a 1, 6, 7. So it looks like my biggest numbers are 7 and 6. So with that one, I'm going to draw 7 lines on each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'll just go ahead and elongate this. There we go. All right, so now we just have to plot our points. So let me go grab orange and make it nice and big so you guys can see it. So the first one, P, is -7 and 6. So you start at your origin, and I'm going to go -7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then up 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that one's going to be located about right here. So this is your P. Okay, next one is -1 and 6. So I start at my origin and go -1. And then your second number is 6, and it's positive. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's right here, and that's Q. Okay, next one is R, -7 and -3. So I start at my origin and go back, -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then down 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's my R. And so next is the S, -1 and -3. So start at my origin, -1, and then 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there's your S. So now let's go back to our question. What is the length of side QS? So all you had to do here is find the Q and find the S, and they want to know the length. So all you got to do is count from here all the way down. That's all they want. So if you start from here, see this line here? You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the distance is 9 units. Okay? The other way that you could have done this is using absolute value to find your distance. And I'll show that right here. So the question again is, what is the length of side QS? If you had just looking at your Q and just looking at your S right here, wrote them down, -1, 6, and -1, -3. You see that? Your ordered pairs? Remember that your first number is your X coordinate, your second number is your Y coordinate. For this one, you're going to notice that your X are both -1. We don't want that. We want the ones that are different. So hopefully you can see this yellow here. I'm going to use it. 6 and -3, they're both different. So I'm going to take those two numbers and, let's see, I think this one's better. Put in absolute value. So the absolute value of 6 plus the absolute value of -3 becomes 6 plus 3. Oh, I can't do this. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. And then 6 plus 3 is 9. So that's two ways that you can find your answer. Okay, let's continue on. Okay, 26 says, Teresa sketched a hexagonal design on a coordinate plane. One of the hexagons has a vertices of A, B, C, D, E, and F. And you can see those ordered pairs there. The question is, what is the distance between vertex F and D? So this time we're going to do it the second way that I showed you the last problem. So all I want you to do And let me go ahead and get red here. Get a little skinnier one. And we're going to find the letters F and D only. So F is right here. And D is right here. So we're going to take these two and write it down here. So here's -2, and this is what I would write on my sheet of paper. And the second one is -10 and -2. So by now you should be able to see your x coordinate and your y coordinate. Remember, this is your x coordinate and this is your y coordinate. So you're going to notice that your y is the same number. They're both -2. You don't want that. You want the ones that are different. So the -2 and the -10 are different. Put them in absolute value. So if I write it over here, the absolute value of -2 plus the absolute value of -10 comes out as the absolute value of -2 is 2, because they're always positive, and the absolute value of -10 is 10. Therefore, 2 plus 10 equals 12. Now come look at your multiple choice A, B, C, D. Do you see 12 right there? There's your answer. So do you see how quick it was to get that answer? Okay, let's go on to the next one. Now we have a visual. We have the coordinate plane, and it's asking us 4 quadrilaterals are given in the coordinate plane shown. Okay, let's look at the question. Select all quadrilaterals with a perimeter of 14 units. This one's going to be easy because all you have to do is count the sides. So let's start with the first one. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, so that one doesn't work. So what letters were these? S, P, Q, R. S, P, Q. Okay, that's this one. So that's wrong. Okay, let's go to the next one. Over here, this is U, V, X, Y. That looks like this letter D right here. So let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, that works. So D is an answer. But remember, this thing says select all. I might have one answer. I might have 2. I might have 3. I know for sure I don't have 4 because we found out A was wrong. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, let me go do this with the green color here. Okay, let's start off. Let's go H, E, F, G. Okay, so that's letter C. Okay, let's start perimeter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that one works. So this is E, H, F, and G. Okay, so that's letter C, so I can circle that. So that is a correct answer. Now we have one more over here. And let me go ahead and do it in red. Let's count. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That does not work, so B is not an answer. So for this problem, when it said select all the quadrilaterals with a perimeter of 14 units, the only ones that worked were letter C and letter D. Okay, come down to the next one, number 28. Okay, they're showing us a coordinate plane, and they're saying the 3 vertices of rectangle PQRS are these ordered pairs. So here's P, Q, and R. Use the coordinate plane above to find the coordinate of the 4th vertex. So we're missing a point. So let's go ahead and find this, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and grab that big red dot, and I'm going to find P. So 4 and 3. So I start at my origin, always at my origin, and go across. Here's 4, and then 2, so 3 is in between. You got to watch these numbers. They're counting by 2s. The next one is Q, -6 and 3. So I start at my origin, and I go -6, and then my number's 3. So there's 2, and there's 3. So there it is. Next one is R, -6 and -5. So I go -6, and I'm coming down to -5. So that's right here. All right, so let me go get a small pin here and put these in. So 4 and 3, this is P. This one was Q. and this one was R. So now all you got to do is just draw a line and see where it connects. And we'll find our fourth order pair. There it is. Do you see that? So let me go input a, let me see, maybe let me make it nice and green. Right there, that's our missing coordinate. So now we're going to find out what the answer is. Okay, so I started my ordered pair and I go 1, 2, so there's 4, that's my first number. And then I'm going down, 2, 4, and it's in between the 4 and the 6, so it's a -5. So that's my missing fourth vertex. So I come down to my multiple choice and I'm looking for 4 and -5. Okay, A is wrong because it starts with a 6. B says 4, -5. That looks correct. This says 4 and 3, so that's wrong. And this says 3 and 6, so that's wrong. Okay, let's continue on. Look at the image below. It says, identify the statements about the graphics that are correct. Each square unit represents 2 feet, so I'm counting by 2s. So if you look at your grid here, do you see how it says 2, 4, 6, 8? So even from this dot to this dot, this is 2, 4. All right, so let's go figure this out. So just like I said, I know that this is 4. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So this is a 4 and this is a 10. So that's a rectangle, all right. So now let's look at this. Side KM is equal to side LN. So here's KM and here is LN. Yes, they are both 4. So that is a correct statement. Now look at this. It says identify the statements. It's plural, more than one. So we may have more than one answer. Let's look at the next one. Side LN is equal to -12 feet. LN is worth 4 feet. So this is wrong. Okay, C says side KL is equal to 10 feet. So I'm going to find K here. Here's L, and I already found out it was 10 feet, so that is correct. And letter D says side MN is 2 feet. So where's M? Right here, and where's N? No, but it's 10 feet. We already wrote that down. So that's wrong. So if you take a look at it, number 29, you had to choose 2 answers that were correct. So remember, everything's not one answer. You've got to really read those questions. Okay, let's move on to our last standard here. Looks like we're doing good on time. Okay, GAO4. Finding surface area for 3-dimensional figures using nets. All right, so let's look at this. Which of the following patterns could be folded into a cube? Now, you remember I was talking to you about this? I told you that the first one could look like a cross. So do you see it anywhere? I don't see that cross. Okay, so I'm going to look at this and I'm going to use my judgment. And I know D, if I fold it up, is not going to look like a cube. And I remember telling you if it was on the side, it would not work. Now, can you imagine folding this over here? This would not work. But look at this one. If I fold this up, and these all come around, it would work. So A is your answer. Okay, 31. 31 says Paul needs to paint a box for his school project. How much surface will he need to paint? Okay, so it sounds like they're talking about surface area here. So we have a rectangular prism. And if you remember, I told you that if you see a prism, you need to draw the net. So if you take a look at this, see that side says 10, going up is 4, the side is 8 and 4. So there's no square shapes. So everything looks like a rectangle. So the fastest way to draw it here, and let me just get a bigger size. I think this one would work. Okay. On your sheet of paper, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, sorry. 4. And then we need this side, which looks like a rectangle, but not as big as the other ones. Okay, so that will work. All right. So when you take a look at this, these 4 in the middle, they're all twins. They're going to all have the same answer. And then these flaps on the side, they're twins to each other, so they're going to have their own answers. Okay, so let's look at our numbers here. So do you see this 10 right here? So if you draw it, just that long piece, that's right here, that's 10. Now if you go sideways, this flap right here, that's this part, that's 8. And then going up is 4, so that's right here. So if this is 4, this is 4, okay? And this is 10, this is 8. So I think I have all my numbers. Okay, let's see. This would have to be 4 too because it has to match up. Okay, let me take a look at that. 8 times 4 is 32. So let me fill that in. So this is going to be, I don't like that color. Let me try another one. Let's go with this one. 32. So the twin is over here, 32. All I did is right here, 8 times 4, length times width. Now I need to find the other one. So this is going to be 10, right here, times 4. So 10 times 4 is 40. So all of these boxes, they're all twins. So you're just writing 40, 40, 40, and 40. And now all you have to do is add up all your numbers. So if you look at this, 40, 40, 40, 40, would you believe me if 40 and 40 is 80? And the other 40 and 40 is 80? And then 32 and 32, 3 plus 3 is the 6, and 2 plus 2 is the 4. So now we got all our numbers. So all you got to do is add it. 0, 0, 4 is 4, 8 and 8 is 16, add 6 more, so 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, so let's see. How much surface area, how much surface will he need to paint? So it says 320, 304, 44, and 22. Okay, so what's going on over here? Somewhere there is a mistake. So I should have 10 times 4, which I do have, and I should have 8 times 4, which I do have. So let's see. Let me just check my math again. 4 times 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 24. 4 times 4 is 160. So let me just do my math again here. 160, 32 and 32 is 64. 4, 12, 2. I'm still getting 224, but that's not one of my answers. Okay, so I'm going to look at this. I know it's not C and I know it's not D because those are tiny numbers. So my answer is either A or B. And see how close they are? So I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to go fix my answer. So let me take these out and see where I went wrong. Okay, so I know, let me go ahead and take this off too. Just recheck it. Draw. Let me draw this back in. Okay, so if I look at this, 10 and going up is 4. So this is a 10 and this is a 4. So 10 times 4, 10 times 4, no, this is an 8. So, okay, this should be 10 times 8, and then the 4 should be, okay. So 10 times 8 is 80. I did get that. 80, 80, 80, 80. I see it now. So I'm going to have to erase everything. Let me try this again. I see the problem. Okay, so I'm going to redraw it. And then this little part right here is sticking out. So I know the shape looks like this. So I'm going to take it a little bit slower and let's see. Okay, from here to here is 10. So I know that this is 10 from here to here. Then, do you see this 4 right here? That's going up 2. So this part is 4. Okay, so that's the front and the back. And then from here, this will be 10, but this will be 8. Oh, so they have different numbers. Okay, so that tells me this box and this box are twins. So this will be a 10 times 4, which would give you 40. Okay, so now the other box would be 10 times 8. So let me go grab this pink here. 10 times 8 is 80, and this twin would be here, okay? So this one and this one are twins. And then the last one, this little skinny box, is 8 times 4. And that's going to be, let me grab blue. This one and this one, they're twins. And 8 times 4 is still 32. That hasn't changed. Okay, so the problem was not every box was a twin. 2 were twins, and then the other 2 were a separate set of twins. So now we're going to take all our numbers and we're going to add them together. So 40 and 40 is 80. Okay? Do you agree with me there? Okay, and then 80 and 80, 8 plus 8 is 16, so that's 160. Okay, and then 32 and 32, 3 plus 3 is a 6, and 2 plus 2 is a 4. Okay, so we have a new set of numbers here. So 0, 0, 4 is 4. 6 and 6 is 12, plus 8 more, so 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So add a 0 here. And carry my 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. Look at that. We found the answer. 304 centimeters squared. So watch out for stuff like that. Okay, next one, number 32. Ben created a brick planter for his mother's flower garden and painted all the sides of each red brick. Okay, so we need to find out how much surface area for each brick was painted. So it looks like I have, see, surface area. So if this is 5, that's a 2. So let's see, we're going to be drawing the same picture. I'll draw it in red this time. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I look at this side, this is up 3, and that's 2, so that's kind of a little bit rectangular. Okay, so I'm going to look at my numbers over here. So if you notice, this says from here to here is 5. So I'm going to write my number 5 up here. That's my length. I know that's going to be a 5. Now, if you look going up, that's a 3. So this part is going to be a 3. And then this sideways is a 2 and a 3. So this is a 2 and a 3. So this will be a 2 and this will be a 3. Okay, so let's work it out now. So length times width. All of these are length times width. So 5 times 3 will give you 15. So let me go get a bigger pen. So this one's 15. And 3 and 2 are 6. So I know these are 6. But let's see, if this is 5 and that's 3. But look, this is 2, so this is 2. So this one has a twin here. So just like the last problem. So this one's 15. These two have a different amount. So if you look at it, see how it says 2 right here, but it says 5 right here? 5 times 2 is 10. So this is 10 and this is 10. Now we can add up all our numbers. Okay, let me grab my black. Okay, so let's look at this. I know that 15 plus 15 is 30. I know that 10 plus 10 is 20. And I know that 6 plus 6 is 12. So there's my numbers. So let's add them together. 0, 0, and a 2 is a 2. 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 1 more is 6. So each of these bricks are 62 square inches. And there we get our answer. So if you look at this on your scratch paper at home, you need to draw the nets if you see a solid. And if you see a solid, please draw the net. And just like this problem here, don't let it trick you like it did the problem above. Be aware of those numbers. Okay, next problem. It says, which rectangular prism has a surface area of 256 square centimeters? So you're going to have to go through all of these and figure it out. Sometimes some problems are just like that. So look at this. This is a 6, that's a 10, that's a 3. They're all different answers. I don't see any cubes. So what I would do is draw my shape. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to start with the first one. And so it has this little flap right here. And we'll just put in the information. So it's red here. So from here to here is 6. So I'm going to draw 6 right here. And then it says from here to here is 10. So I would say from here to here is 10. And then if I look at the other one, from 10 and 5. So the 5 would be here, because if this is 10, this is 10, because it has to match up. Okay? So it looks like we have all our answers here. So if you want to, we'll just multiply it together. So let's look at this. 10 times 6 is 60. And I know the twin is down here. Right? Because we looked at that earlier from the other problem. And then look at this. 10 times 5, that's 50. So the twin is over here, 50. Okay, so now it's this one. So if I come over here, let me find a different color. Let's go with green. If this is 6, this is 6. And if this is 5, this is 5. So 6 times 5 is 30. And let's just hope that we get the answer the first shot. If not, we got to do another one. All right, so let's add them up. I know 60 and 60 is 120. I know that 30 and 30 is 60. And I know that 50 and 50 is 100. And let's add them together. 0, 6, 7, 8, 2. Darn, 280. So answer is not 8. So now I'm going to come back over here. And I'm going to erase these numbers in here. And start on the next one. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Okay, let's see. It has a 4, a 13, and a 3. So the length is 13. So I'm going to draw 13 here. So that's from here to here. Then it has a 3 right here. So that's going to be the 3 right here. And then it has a 4 over here. So my 4 is going to be over here. So if this is 3, this is 3. Okay, I got my numbers. Okay, 4 times 3 is 12. So this is 12. 13 times 3. See, 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 1 is 3. So 39. And this one's 39. So now we need the other one. 13 times 4. I don't know, so I'm going to have to write 13 times 4 over here. 12, 4, 52. So these are 52 and 52. So now if I add them all together, wow, that's 39, 39. 12 and 12 is 24. 52 and 52 is 104. Oh, please let this add it up. Okay, so 9 and 9 is 18. 19, 20, 21 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, 26. Carry my 2. 36, 7, 8, 9, 10. Carry that 206. So B is not my answer. So I'm going to have to come erase all this again. Okay. Alright, I'm going to jump to the bottom. I'm curious. Because if I have to do it anyways, it's there, right? Alright, so let's take a look at this. Alright, so I noticed that my length is 12 here, so I'm going to write a 12. And then going up is 4, so this side is 4. So if this side is 4, this side is 4. What's my other number? 5. Okay. Alright, using my multiplication chart, 12 times 4 is 48. And the twin is right here, 48. And over here, 5 times 4 is 20. So this will be 20. It's twin. And this one's 12 times 5, which is 60. Okay, so let's add them all up. I know that 60 plus 60 is 120. 20 and 20 is 40. 48 and 48. Let's see, 8 plus 8 is 16. Carry my 1. 4 and 4 is 8 and 9. 6, 9, 13, 14, 15. 256. We got it. So our answer is D. So C is not the answer. And so you're going to do problems just like this on the test. Watch out, they might have decimal numbers, 12.6. So I'm going to go ahead and end my lesson right here. Just please make sure that since I won't see you on Tuesday, I'll see you on Thursday when you come to take the benchmark. Please have your paper and pencil ready. Please use it. I want you to do your best. Remember, our goal is to get 25 out of the 35 problems correct. And I hope you guys have a great day. Please work on your missing assignments, and I'll see you Thursday. Bye-bye.